What is it about a character that makes one scene from them important, impactful, and emotional realizations? Salutations, everyone! My name is Luzul. Thanks for clicking. Throughout my time here on YouTube watching tons of animated original series and discovering new creations by the hands of modern time, there were plenty of examples of this specific concept. Not only stuck out to me as an artist, but the internet as a whole, where countless individuals have come to this specific website to watch original shows that people can watch for free. You could drop by MASH and watch the countless cartoons and animations they made. My favorite is There's Something About Knuckles. I highly recommend this series for those who are Sonic fans, but spoiler warning, that ending is ass. Nope, don't want to hear it. That ending was absolute dog shit. Or you could drop by the Amazon Prime channel to watch the first episode of Has Been Hotel. Wait, stop, cut the camera, cut the camera! There's also the chance where you could just sit back and watch the current groundbreaking shows of the internet on YouTube like Hell of a Boss, Lackadaisy, Murder Drones, my personal favorite, and the show all Gen Alpha kids are aware of, The Amazing Digital Circus. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't care for it too much when the pilot came around. I know, I don't have good taste, say what you want. I'm just more into the dark stuff, I'm sorry. Now, what is it that makes these series actually important? What is the very groundwork of a show? Sure, there are multiple set pieces to take into account, but when discussing on multiple aspects on why one is more important than the other, the choice always ends the same in terms of making the most impact. The characters, their individual charms, their personalities, how they interact, where their individual worlds, and their people, how they present to themselves to the audience, and why we, the audience, find them fun, cool, interesting, and hot. The characters are always the lifeblood of a series, because without them we would just get backgrounds and set pieces, which do look cool by themselves, but without any kind of living anything in order to give the story substance, then it all falls apart into a bunch of drawings, rather than something to binge or use as background noise. Music and nature OSTs are made and is more effective for this latter regardless, so people can't do much without them. Where am I going with this? Well, everything I just listed are all things that apply to one specific character at the same time in the span of an episode. And this example right here is what we're going to be talking about. We are discussing Gummigoo, a character recently brought to the media officially by the new release of episode 2 of The Amazing Digital Circus, Candy Carrier Chaos. I was going to talk about the episode as a whole, but I'm going to save that for a future video as we discuss what makes this one character so important. Before we get started, please consider subscribing as we are close to reaching 10K before the end of the year. Also, feel free to like or comment on the video in order for it to reach out to more people. You alone can indeed make a difference. Let's beat the algorithm together. With that out of the way, let's break down this new character, Gummigoo. In order to explain why this breakdown makes him an amazing character in the story, we need to acknowledge the groundwork and the context. We need to understand exactly what Amazing Digital Circus is all about in the first place. Ranging from a pilot that explains that a group of humans put on a VR headset and travel to a virtual reality video game, where things can clip in and out of existence, or glitch so poorly to the point where the original source is almost completely or entirely unrecognizable. The very core of their being gets twisted and crushed into something else altogether, and sometimes ends up as a horrifying monstrosity. Since this world is a video game, it contains AI, files, and general rules onto how everything is supposed to function. Introducing Kane, an AI artificial intelligence program that can express personality and emotion, despite him not having a soul in the sense of a person, like the droids from Star Wars, or the drones in Murder Drones, or a more recent example being the various robots from Ultra Kill. Kane, however, is not just an AI. He's also the moderator of this world, able to control, create, or delete anything he can come up with within his data brain. However, the things he can't control are how his creations perceive things. He can't tamper with memories despite people losing their memories when they enter the digital realm, and he can't change how people behave based on their situations. A perfect example of this is one of Kane's creations, Gummigoo. Despite constantly being considered a member of the cast, Gummigoo is unique because unlike everyone else in the friend group, Gummigoo is not a person. rather an AI like Kane that was created for the purpose of just being a set piece you only notice for a short amount of time. Kane creates an activity where the gang has to collect maple syrup from a candy truck that was robbed by 3 gummy alligators you can find in your typical gummy Haribo bag. Look, if you're lost, it's okay, it's always random like this, so just roll with it. So the people are assigned by the princess to take one of their vehicles and chase after them to retrieve the syrup. That's when we are introduced to the obstacles of the level, Gummigoo along with his 2 sidekicks. These guys were basically designed the same way as Goombas or mini-bosses in video games, where all you have to do is beat them so you can get the achievement and move on with your business while completely forgetting them, as they just fade away to nothing in the process. Everything plans out like it was intended. The gang try to get the syrup while the enemies of the level do the only thing that they are able to do and try to stop them. Nothing weird happens for a while until the trucks crash. While the main group's truck drops in the puddle of the fudge monster, the syrup truck falls in a cliff with Pomni. But something is wrong. The truck was most likely not meant to be at this point, because when the truck hits the wall, it clips and glitches. Pomni and Gummigoo fall into the clipped rock and completely break the boundaries of the level to the point where they enter under the map. Gummigoo falls down into the very files of the level, and normally nothing of importance should happen because if a set piece in a level falls through, then it just doesn't care since it isn't alive. However, Kane specifically designed the AI to be so advanced that they are basically real people. So when Gummigoo gets here, he actually gets confused. He doesn't understand what is going on, or why everything looks so different. He was just an AI, an NPC that thinks he's lived a whole life and has a sick mother to take care of. More on that in a second. He thinks everything is real and doesn't know that anything here is actually fake. But when he continues walking down the path to the files, he finds this. That's right. He finds the files of the NPCs right in front of him. He sees his friends. He sees the princess and the fudge monster, which is a cool way to build up a character since he didn't show up yet. But most importantly, he sees himself. A blank, lifeless version of himself without the AI programming. It's just his model. And seeing himself like this in front of him has confused him more than anything has in his span of existence. He witnesses as himself, his friends, the princess, and everyone else he has ever encountered in his life are just standing as lifeless husks without given the proper context. He stares and feels as himself, and he is shown that it's just an exact copy of him. His eyes that display fear and confusion are met with another pair of his eyes, 2 that show blank expression, a void of emptiness that stares right back at him. Almost like looking into the center of a distorted mirror. In mere seconds, everything he considered his reality gets shattered. When Pomni lands in the room, she finds Gummigoo mentally lost and starts panicking by constantly asking questions that he never thought he would ask.
Where are we? What's all this?
I don't know. We're somewhere under the map, I think.
Map? Why aren't you or any of your crew up here?
I'm not sure. Because we're not, NPCs?
NPCs? What are you on about? What are you people? What am I?
And it gets to the worst realization when he tries to look for his mom in the gallery, but she isn't there. He says he can't even remember her face.
Where's Mum?
You have a mom?
Shouldn't she be here with everyone else? I can't even remember her face. Did she ever have a face?
This is a situation where if an AI were hypothetically asked about the past, when the past is just coding with no substance, then they won't be able to give an answer because they don't know either. Their past isn't real. It's all fake. A past that was fabricated by a few sentences cannot possibly be given any form from the AI because they actually haven't lived through it. He doesn't have a mother. He doesn't have other townsfolk, and considering we never see his village in the episode, he probably doesn't have a village waiting for him either. Everything he has ever done or thought has been revealed to him that none of it has mattered when Pomni explains to him that what exactly he is an NPC. This moment is so effective in this scene, not mainly because of this mental crisis he is experiencing right now, but also because it was so devastating that this entire personality moving forward completely alters. When he was following the programming, he was cocky, he was determined, and had personality that prevents him from ever giving up. But now that the truth is revealed to him though, he's lost all sense of hope and joy as he's left as a devastated shell of his former self. This is an example of why AI should never get this advanced. If we were to give NPCs or computer programs emotions, they will most likely experience torture or misery to the point where it's no different than torturing an actual person. Machines with real minds is in reality an atrocity, an abomination that will only end up destroying themselves, humanity, or both. If you make a tortured NPC actually feel pain and misery, how fulfilled will you feel knowing that you're basically torturing someone that shouldn't have even existed in the first place? After a long talk with Pomni though, Gummigoo realizes that his emotions are what make him real, and that instead of doing nothing and continuously having no meaning, he should stand up and take action so that he can contribute to something that has meaning and accomplish things that actually matter. They befriend each other. I said befriended each other as they return home with a nice warm welcome into the group.
Hard-shelled hamburgers!
So this is the circus, huh? I gotta get used to this.
Oh, looks like one of these guys made it through.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
So, there you have it. Gummigoo is by far the best written character in this series so far because of this moment. Unlike the other characters, he's someone that has been lied to his entire life. The difference from Kane is that he knows he's an AI, but doesn't care for that as he chooses to exist as he sees fit. But Gummigoo, who thought that he was real like the others, was shown the truth in an immature and abrupt manner, and so he breaks and panics to the situation like anyone would. He's extremely relatable. His emotions shift and he feels like he loses all sense of purpose after knowing he's a line of computer coding with no soul. But after Pomni tells him of his potential, he chooses to follow her so that he could be soulless no more. And that is why this breakdown explains what's crucial into making a great character in this context. Thank you so much for watching. I plan to release a video discussing the actual episode in the future. Be sure to click the bell to notify you when that happens. I stream and make shorts on a regular basis in between uploads if you want content at a faster pace. Take care now. Love y'all.